Tell me if this sounds familiar. You've seen a lot of pictures and videos and vlogs about the Disney Cruise Line. You've heard from friends and family who have been on the cruise before and highly recommend it. You try it for the very first time, and after you go, you find yourself dreaming about another one and another one and another one and prioritizing the Disney Cruise Line over other Disney destinations. Trust me, you are not alone. The very first time I stepped on board the Disney Cruise Line, I was skeptical, I was hesitant, I didn't know if I was going to love it. But after that first one, let me tell you, I haven't been able to stop. My brother David and I were discussing this just the other day. How do we prioritize different Disney destinations? Keep in mind, this doesn't mean something is our favorite and we want to say that something's better than something else. It's just how do we prioritize it at this point in our lives? David and I have been going to Walt Disney World since before we could walk. We went to Disneyland for the 60th anniversary together. We've been to Aulani, Disney's Hawaii resort, and we've been on the Disney Cruise Line. And for some weird reason, the Disney Cruise Line is the one that really has both of our attentions at the moment anyway. And you can't help but wonder why. I have all sorts of videos on my channel talking about the secrets and the do's and the don'ts and the food and the photo packages of the Disney Cruise Line, but today we're going to talk about why the Disney Cruise Line makes us feel the way we do. After each magical Disney cruise, I feel a combination of feelings. I feel relaxed, but at the same time re-energized and even motivated to do new things and experience more of the Disney Cruise Line. But what causes those feelings? There's got to be something on board that makes me feel that way. I think it comes down to three major factors. Number one is the fact that just about everything is included with the price of your cruise. Number two is the enthusiastic customer service. And number three is the inability to rush around. Disney forces you to relax. Thinking about the all-inclusivity first, this is a real difference maker, especially for my brother and myself. The reason is because we don't have to worry about anything that we're getting and the real world can just fall away. Let's face it, we all try to save money when we can, and if you're at the dinner table and you're deciding between a maybe $10 salad and a $30 plate of scallops, your mind clicks back to the real world just for a moment, and you have to think about, okay, $30 scallops, and then I have to think about taxes and my mortgage and my car payment, and just for that moment, your mind clicks back to reality and you are taken away from your adventure. It actually has me rethinking the Disney dining plan quite a bit because you'd be able to pay for that in advance and it wouldn't have to worry about money on your vacation, but then you'd be thinking about how you have to pay for that one in advance. It's not all inclusive like with the price. You have more options at Walt Disney World, which I really appreciate, so it's just different. I know that Disney works the price of the food into the price of your cruise, but that being said, it just feels like it fades away from me when I'm at the table. I can get whatever I want. I've already paid for it. It's already done. It was done way in advance. I don't have to think about the real world at all. I can get the steak, the chicken, ice cream all day, whatever I want. It is all inclusive. To me, this really separates the Disney Cruise Line from other Disney destinations, but that being said, I'm an annual pass holder to Walt Disney World. I don't have to buy tickets every time. I can go to Disney World for far less money because I'm just paying for the resorts and the food. I realize that when you start comparing a Walt Disney World trip when you're an annual pass holder to the Disney Cruise Line, the numbers may not be as convincing, but for that worry-free feeling, it's definitely worth it. Now moving on to our second point, the over-enthusiastic service on board. The servers, the room hosts, and even the management at the restaurant get to know you, and by the end of the cruise, it feels like one big family. To me, this really does add to the experience because they take the time to get to know you. They say, "Hi, Michael," or "Hi, David," to my brother as you're walking by. They know what we want by the second or third meal to drink, maybe some tea or water or soda. They are already ready for us. It adds to that worry-free feeling. Now on to the third point, that inability to rush around and the fact that Disney forces you to relax. On my first cruise and even on my second, I have to admit it, I did not take as much time as I should have to sit down and relax. But even considering I was in that see-it-all mood, which comes from Walt Disney World by the way, I still had the opportunity here and there to relax on board. Not because I made time for it like I should have, but Disney has their schedule oriented in such a way that there's always something to do, but there are also some small gaps that you can take advantage of to sit back, relax, maybe just watch Funnel Vision or watch the sea go by. The early mornings and late evenings are great examples of this. If you find yourself up early in the morning to catch the sunrise and walk through the lobby atrium, you'll notice that most of the ship is still asleep before 7 a.m., which gives you a lot of relaxation time. Another example of this is maybe you saw the matinee show and then you met some characters, and then you have maybe 45 minutes before your dinner starts and you can just sit back, relax, and watch the sea go by. Throughout the adventure, you'll find small pockets of time for you to sit back and relax, and I've got to tell you, I truly appreciate that Disney has structured the schedule that way. I was so used to rushing around trying to see and do everything, and I still fall back on that every now and again, more often than I care to admit, but the Disney Cruise Line has really helped me see the value of relaxation time. So maybe I missed one of the Fab 5 meet and greets during a recent cruise, or I missed a cooking show while I was on board. It's okay, because we had a magical time, enjoyed so many magical moments, and we can see them again another time. Of course, there are many more factors that make the Disney Cruise Line outstanding, but that exceptional service, the inability to rush around, and the fact that everything is included really makes it a vacation that I continue to look forward to. For those reasons and many others, the Disney Cruise Line is near the top of my list when it comes to relaxing Disney vacations. That being said, I don't want to take away from the other Disney destinations. They are magical, you know I love them, but the Disney Cruise Line really has my attention at the moment. Those are my thoughts. I would love to hear from you. If you're an experienced Disney cruiser, which factors really pull you in? And if you've never cruised before and you're starting to think about it, which ones sound the best to you? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day.